Hello, my name is Berger Siska. I work at the Data Engineering and Technology Organization in Saxo Bank.
How do you feel that Data Talks fits into the debate around data utilization?
I think Data Talks is a very good way of just generally bringing forward this, this thing about data, because we've heard so many buzzwords, videos, talks from advanced people talking on advanced topics, but it sounds like a daunting journey to embark on because there's this huge gap that you need to climb. There's a huge mountain. And so how do you actually get started with it? How do you move upwards the slope and actually become data-driven without being fully there yet? How do you approach being data-driven? So that's where I see events like Data Talks becoming valuable, especially because if speakers tend to keep it close to home, experiences, examples, and actually relate to what people experience during their daily lives.
What are your main key takeaways from the talk so far?
I mean, from the talk today, I think one of the key takeaways was that how important it is to get data and a data strategy manifested on a C-level of an organization. So what I also would like to see is then what? How do you trickle this down the organization? And that's where, again, real life examples come into play. How do we do it? And you can also boil it down to concrete actions that we take without revealing too many secrets, because sometimes we want to be a little bit secret about actually how we do it. But we might want to see these are the experiences that we learned, went through, and how we learned moving upwards this slope.
So these are also topics that you would feel should be represented in the next session of Data Talks, or do you have some specific?
Yeah, I think the topics are good. I mean, and the speaks, and also the session where Tim had a kind of like a one-on-one with the guy from Microsoft.
Yes.
That's very valuable also because it makes it more interactive. I mean, it's all good and well to have all these talks. I would actually now, having given my talk, I really appreciated that Tim came up and actually posed me a question. So I think it's very important that we encourage that questions are asked and you leave a little bit of time for people to ask questions.
Yes. All right. So how do you see CluedIn bringing value to the data universe?
It does help very much in the area where we transition from describing selected data in a discrete manner or descriptive manner, and turning it around and actually go search, because there's so much data that we have that we never touch. We don't have time, we don't have the right tools. It's really a Swiss Army knife that we can just plug in, point in a direction, and it will integrate data. Now, even if it's not very 100% at start, as Tim went through, we can learn the system. Just the fact that we can actually access the data and bubble it up, and then make it digestible in some ways. So I think actually being able to access data that you normally don't utilize in your organization, that because you don't know how to access it efficiently, don't know how to use it efficiently in your process. You might have all the relevant questions, but you simply are denied the answer because it's too costly or it's too time consuming.
All right, and so how do you see this, how do you envision CluedIn working with your company?
Like I said, I mean, if I were to put it in one word,
Yes.
it's just an advanced search index.
Yes.
Like I said, we can bring it in. We have all our data in various sources. What we need to do is then bring CluedIn in, and then start letting it crawl our system, crawl our data, integrate, and then help us gain valuable insights. Now, the beauty of this is that it's a low risk in investment, because from day one it doesn't have to be mission critical. It's just an add-on where you can index your data. And how you approach it from there, that's the next big question. We do see a lot of use cases, in particular with GDPR. So I'm not going to beat around that one anymore. That's obvious. If we can actually find data in our systems without having to go through spreadsheets, talking to system owners, do you have PI data in your system, producing a heat map, hire consultants and so on. If we could do it in an automated fashion, right? You know, imagine the PR slogan, we are solving GDPR using machine learning. That does have some PR value in there. So, aside from the GDPR, there's also the aspect of sales prospecting. We have leads that come through our website, and are these people that we want to call? Again, asking who is this person? We might have some data in our system, but is there other data available? You know, public data like LinkedIn, Facebook, and so on. Other data that we can actually access. LinkedIn provides us a means to actually enrich the data that we already have. And this is the key thing. So the more data you have, the better picture you have, and the better decisions you're able to make.